Solving proportions using cross products. So something to note about the cross product property. The cross products of a proportion are equal. So if A over B is equal to C over D, where B is not equal to 0 and D is not equal to 0, then AD equals BC. So the way my teacher taught me was be the pretzel. So if you have something like 3 over 4 equals 6 over 8, you're multiplying up and over, and so it kind of looks like a twisted pretzel, like Auntie Anne's. So 8 times 3 is equal to 4 times 6. 24 equals 24. Now, oftentimes, obviously, they're giving us a variable and we're solving for the variable. That's predominantly what we're going to be doing, but that's just for you for reference. Alright, so with that, we're going to jump right into some examples. It's going to look a lot like what we were doing on Friday, except for what you're going to find in most of these is that the variable's in the denominator instead of the numerator. So, number 4, 3 over y equals 15 over 35.
Do we have to show like the arrows going to each other, or can we just do like?
No, that's fine. I'm going to just for everybody to make sure they know what's happening, but you don't have to do that. I just do it for, I don't know. I like how it looks. I like pretzels. Not hard pretzels. I like soft pretzels. I actually really don't like pretzels from the store that are just like crunchy.
No.
My mom doesn't either.
Same
pretzels.
This is getting me so hungry.
Alright, so cross multiplying 3 times 35 equals 15 times y. What's 3 times 35?
105.
So 105 equals 15y. Divide by 15. 105 divided by 15.
7.
What?
How do you do that?
He's joining fingers.
I mean, I knew the answer before we even started solving.
Of course you did.
Stop!
It's not that bad.
Stop it!
Dude's trying to act like that.
Cause look, watch. This is why he's saying he knew the answer before we started. Okay? 3 over 7 is equal to 15 over 35. If you reduced, ignore this right now. If you reduced this fraction, what would you get? 3 over 7. I think I just blew Grace's mind.
Wait, so could you just do that, or do you have to do the whole thing that you did before?
No, I want you to cross multiply.
Dude.
So, for the second step where it was like
1 over 5 equals 15y. On the example one, I thought it was just like it multiplied and then it equaled each other. Like you didn't have to do the division. Like you just assumed that 15y equals the same thing as 3 times 3.
But I have to solve for y.
Oh.
Because I need to know what y is equal to. Alright, number 6. 10 over 45 equals v over 27.
Don't say the answer, John.
So I've got to cross multiply. What's 10 times 27?
270.
270 equals 45v. Divide by 45. What's that?
Calculator. You got it, buddy. All you.
Shut up. I say 6.
Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm gonna. Yeah, you're right. I'm gonna go 6.
Let's verify. I'm pretty sure it's 6 also, but. Yep. All right, 8. 3k over 27 equals 2 over 3.
Except the single part, Alex.
So notice now the variable's not by itself on top either. Well, and it's also on top this time. Well, I guess it was on top on the last one, but cross multiply. 9k equals 54. Divide by 9, k is
6 again.
ten. 6 over t plus 4 equals 42 over 77.
Whoa.
Here we go.
So notice, okay, well, 6 times 77, we can do that. That seems really high. All right. So 462 equals, now notice, this is t plus 4 times 42. So when I do this, it's going to be 42 times t plus 4. What does that mean I'm going to have to do?
42 times 40. Distribute.
What is this? Distribute, okay? So 462 equals 42t plus, is that 164, 168?
168.
Now subtract the 168. So 294 equals 42t. Divide by 42.
I think t is equal to 7.
Yep. So 7 equals t. N over n minus 12 equals 9 over 5. So cross multiply. So I have 5n equals, notice I'm going to have distributive property again, 9 times n minus 12. When I distribute, what do I get on the right?
9n minus 108.
So now I have a variable on both sides. What do you think I need to do?
Subtract 9n.
Subtract 9n. So I get negative 4n equals negative 108. Now what?
So you divide by negative. And that should give you if n equals 27.
Any questions on these so far? All right, 14. 18 over d plus 13 equals 6 over d minus 13.
You got that, Grace?
It's on the board.
All right, so I cross multiply. What's going to end up happening with this one?
Double distribute.
I'm going to have to do the distributive property on both sides. So I'm going to have 18 times d minus 13 equals 6 times d plus 13. So I've got 18d minus 234 equals 6d plus 78. Now what?
Minus 60.
What else?
Plus 234.
234.
So I'm going to have 12d equals 312.
And then you divide by 12. Which will leave you with d equals 26. I do the math while she's solving it, so I can check it after.
I'm so ready for the problem.
Huh? What'd you say?
Oh, while he's busy doing all this math, I'm still writing down the problem.
We should go to college for math. I think you be a professor.
I don't think that's my career choice, but
I want to be a Hollywood server.
oh, let's try
Cyber Gapper.
No.
I'm gonna be a professional gapper.
All right, on this next one, I want you to take a second and try it on your own, and then we'll work it together. Number 20, a over 9a minus 2 equals 1 over 8. All right, so take a second and work that one. Just want to see where we're at. All right, do we have an answer?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. A equals 2.
Everyone agree?
I agree that A equals 2.
I did a possible dividing.
All right, so when we multiply, we get 8a equals 9a minus 2. Obviously, that was all multiplied by 1, so it just stayed 9a minus 2. That's why it looks like that. Minus 9a on both sides, it gets negative a equals negative 2. Divide by negative 1, so a equals 2.
Good job, guys. By 1 digit.
So always do.
Well, my bad that I thought that 1 times 1 equals 2. How does 1 times 1 equal 2? It's all good,
Yeah,
man.
1 times 1 equals 2.
All right, I'm going to have you do the same thing on this one.
Except this
Work
one's
this
harder.
one on your own as well. C minus 8 over negative 2 equals 11 minus 4c over 11.
Nice.
So take a minute and work that one as well. Do we have an answer?
C equals 22.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah, 22.
22.
Everyone agree? All right, so when we cross multiply, we are going to have to distribute on both sides. So I have 11 times c minus 8 equals negative 2 times 11 minus 4c. When I distribute on the left, I get 11c minus 88. On the right, I get negative 22 plus 8c. So I moved my variables to the left, numbers to the right. So minus 8c on both sides, plus 88 on both sides, which led me to 3c equals 66. Divide by 3, and so I got c equals 22.
You can do the same thing on the other side, but make everything negative.
I did my
Huh?
You can do the exact same thing on both sides, but it'll be all be
I
negative.
got like
88.
No, it was like 88.
You got 88.
And I got 44.
Oh.
I did my math wrong.
That's. I know.
88 minus 22 is 66.
I know. I did my math wrong. I'm thinking of dividing.
Oh,
All right, one more, and then I am gonna say we're gonna be done. But let me make sure.
Once I get to do homework, it's all over for me.
All right, 24. 2 over negative 3 equals 4v plus 4 over 2v plus 14. All right, so we're gonna walk through this one together. Cross multiply. So I'm gonna end up with distributive property on both sides. So I've got 2 times 2v plus 14 equals negative 3 times 4v plus 4. So once we're to this point, this is back to like 3.4 stuff, variables on both sides, multiplying with the, like using the distributive property. So on the left, I get 4v plus 28 equals negative 12v minus 12. I'm going to move variables to the left, numbers to the right. So I'm going to add 12v to both sides. And I'm going to subtract 28. So 4v plus 12v is 16v equals 28 or negative 28 minus 12. So if I add them together, the answer is just going to be negative. So that's going to be 40. So negative 40. Divide by 16. So 40 divided by 16, that doesn't go in perfectly, but I can reduce it. I can take a 4 out. So if I take a 4 out of each part, I'm going to have 10 over 4, which still isn't reduced all the way. And keep in mind that the answer is going to be negative here at the end. What's 10 divided by 4?
2.5.
Yep, 2.5. Because I could keep reducing. I could take a 2 out, and I would get 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So v equals negative 2.5. And they do their answers as decimals for this section. If you did it as a fraction, that's fine too. Either way. Any questions about any of these? Starting to make sense, sort of, kind of, not really. All right, your problems for this section, and you should have plenty of time to get them done in here if you're working diligently, is 3 through 23 odd. So one of these problems in here, number 17, it says to describe and correct the error in solving the problem. The way I recommend you do those problems is to look at the problem statement that they start with, solve it yourself like you know how, then go back and look at what that person did and find their mistake that way. That's what I think is the easiest. You don't have to do that method, but you have to find their mistake and you have to make the correction as to what they did wrong. So, and then there's one multiple choice question in there that just wants you to tell which answer it is out of those, but you still need to work it.